How's it going, everyone? It is Ethan, our unknown coder, and we are back with another episode. I'm actually trying to get ahead here. It's literally the Friday that I'm uploading my last week's video, and I left you guys with a cliffhanger in the description of that other video. I didn't want you all to know. But yeah, the first thing I want to start out with is I believe, fingers crossed, I've actually secured a GPU this time. I got the all-important email saying that, hey, here's your order number and here is your order, what they call a password. If you don't get the order password, then that means that your order most likely didn't go through. So my order went through. It should be shipping to me. I'm assuming because of holidays and stuff, what's going to happen is my stuff isn't probably going to ship until Tuesday or Monday. We'll have to see. So the next thing that is good, we got a makeshift, what's this called? I can't think. We got a makeshift wheat farm here. It just opens up like this. And we got all of the wheat that we need, hopefully, for this episode. And then the next good thing is that, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, I've been researching and I figured out a new iron golem farm to build. We're going to build two, again, kind of like this. Except we're going to tear this one down. We're going to essentially just cover over the top of this because we don't need it down like this, I found, because we can do some things with some blocking spawns, essentially. So one's going to go right here. One's going to go over here. We're just going to have two because at this point, this is more than enough iron than we're ever going to need. Like, essentially, like, we've literally been overflowing with iron at all times, essentially. But I found that there's a big flaw with the system. As you can see, those guys are on the glass block. No one's on the glass block over there. Fortunately, no one's on the glass block up there. But I found a better design that does not allow them to get on the block. You put some water in or something, and it's supposed to help. So you guys also might have seen these people over here. So let me go ahead and zip on over. So this morning, I was messing around, getting the wheat that we needed. I got all of the shroom lights I believe that we need. And all I needed was wheat, so I was getting the last of the wheat. I set up that whole little contraption. So I saw these guys over here. So I got some name tags, and I pacified these boys today. So these are going to be our new Iron Golem people. I try to get as many of these as possible because for whatever reason, they just don't spawn in whenever I actually need them. So eventually here, we're going to get a iron farm fixed up. That way it's not completely busted anymore. So the plan for today's episode is we are going to try to go ahead and construct literally the rest of all of these. Maybe I'll do a little time lapse. First thing I need to do though is I need to go through and light up all of the areas inside there with torches as well as shroom lights. That way whenever I build the outer part, it doesn't become mob central like last time. So I'm going to do that for all of the things. And I'll be back with you whenever we're done with that. And then possibly, fingers crossed, we're gonna build up all of these, and I'll probably just do that in a time lapse or something. We'll see how long it takes. As long as I can do it in like one building session, I should be able to time lapse it pretty easily. And then possibly during a building session or something, I can sit down and just chill and talk about what my new system is going to be and about when to expect my new system, so that I don't have to use sodium anymore, and I can move on to either just like Optifine or something. That way we can play 1.17. But with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and get to work, start putting our whatever they're called, shroom lights in the back of these. That way there's no more mobs spawned in there. Hopefully no creepers blow up while we're down there, and I'll be back once we are done with that. Alrighty, everyone, phase 1 has been finished, so that means that we can now start building. So I'm gonna try to do something very similar to this. The only thing that's going to be different is really the back side, and the front side might be a little bit different. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to just lay out a bunch of jungle wood on the back, and I'm going to mix it up with some logs and some other stuff, and then I'll do the sides and then the front. So yeah, so I think that I'm going to do a time lapse on this first one. Hopefully we can get it all done before I have to go do anything. I have a couple hours, an hour and a half-ish. So that's the plan. I'll be back with you guys in a bit, or I may even have a time lapse chat. I don't know. Maybe the second one. But we'll see. Probably gonna time lapse this, and I'll be back in a bit. Alrighty, everyone. We are back. It's actually the 4th of July, so happy 4th. Hopefully, you guys will see this next week. So, just wanted to give you all an update. Of course, it's turning nighttime. When is it not? You guys should have all seen the time lapse for this first building. So, hopefully, it looks okay to you guys. It's a little bit janky just because of the overall structure of the building itself. I couldn't quite get the exact same type of pattern in that I wanted to, so that's super unfortunate. The other thing is that we completely underestimated how many what are these hay bale blocks that we needed. So I ended up having to go farm a bunch more hay bales. It actually took about 5 stacks. So we got a little over 10 stacks for the last 2. That should be good. We have plenty of shroom lights. And yeah, so that's essentially what's going on. I end up having to take a little bit longer to get this done or get prepared for this next one because I ran out of bones, which brings me to the next order of business. Sooner rather than later, I would like to get a storage room set up. I'm not sure exactly when we're going to do that, but I've been looking into bulk versus multi versus a bunch of different stuff. And so also our food situation is not great. So we're going to have to figure out an order of how we want to do things here. I'm not 100% sure what's going to be happening, but I think that we're gonna want to get the cow farm done next episode for sure. That way we can just have some food, because our food situation is not great. The other thing is that I don't really want to go about building an iron farm down here, because I'll go ahead and hop down here. I'm actually been thinking about it, and here's what the full front looks like. It looks a little bit different than this one, but that's just because of the shape. So I've been kind of thinking about it and planning some stuff. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking that we should build the storage room a little bit different than we were planning. I'm not sure what we're going to have in the very top, but I'm thinking we'll have the storage room span from literally like right where I guess the bottom of this guy is, all the way like to over here and all 4 wings, and then have something else at the top. I'm not 100% sure yet. Now that we have that that glass stuff, whatever it's called, the tinted glass, I want to replace all of this with tinted glass. And then essentially what I want to do is have it so that we can essentially see into this farm while we're inside of our storage room. So I want the storage room to essentially be on this level, which means that we're probably going to have to replace some stuff, or we'll just dig down a little bit, so it might actually be below this. But the storage rooms I've been looking at are pretty freaking massive. And that's also why I was coming to the point that if we're going to do iron farms, we can't have them directly beside this, because it'll also interfere with where we want the storage room to be. So that's just something to keep in mind as we get going here. Some of the farms might need to be moved, but that won't be too big of a deal. The other thing is I want the villager trading hall to be like at this level right here, so that needs to be moved anyway. So the villager trading hall will probably go all the way across. So what I'm kind of thinking is to have like a central hole that literally just goes all the way down, maybe, or central glass or something. That way you can look all the way down into the tinted glass here of the mob farm. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I think that'd be cool. So that's just something to keep in mind. But we still have a lot of work to do over here, and that's kind of why I'm thinking we probably won't be building or messing with the iron farm anytime soon. We'll just continue getting whatever drops we get here. The drops will probably continue going down because of the mess. Once we kind of figure out the plan for the storage room and everything, that's when we will go ahead and actually build the iron farm. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and build up the next 1 or 2, and then I might also continue talking during that building process. But that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. I'm going to go ahead and get into building the last couple buildings around the sugarcane farm, and then that'll probably be this episode. So if I'm lucky, I'll be able to get this video all done literally early, and I'll be able to start on the next video, and we'll be in a good spot. So I'll be back with any updates. What's up, everyone? Future Ethan here, or I'm Koder, and hope you guys enjoyed the first time lapse. This should be going on here during the second time lapse. I'm not sure how long we're gonna sit and talk for, but I don't want the time lapse to go, much over 5 minutes or so. But I said in the last clip that we would go ahead and talk about my PC situation and all of that good stuff. So I think earlier in the video I said that I had actually gotten my graphics card. The order actually went through. And funny story, the bank actually didn't like me buying the graphics card. It almost got declined, but the bank called me, asked me if my purchase was correct, and I actually made the purchase, and I said yes. So I didn't have to worry about my card not showing up once again. And actually yesterday, so I think I made the clip on like Friday or maybe it was Thursday, whenever I got the official word that my order went through. But now it's actually Sunday, July 4th. My GPU actually showed up on Saturday the 3rd, so I have my GPU right now. I also ordered some other stuff, so I guess I'm just kind of wanting to run through my specs and like my timeline for building it. That way you all know kind of when we will be heading over to 1.17, which fingers crossed here in the next week or so. I'm guessing that the sodium people will probably be getting a new version of sodium out soon. But right now my 970 and my 1500 or Ryzen 5 1500, it's a little bit just too choppy whenever I'm recording for my liking. So That's why I had to use sodium, and that's why I'm waiting for Minecraft 1.17 sodium to come out before switching. But I have pretty much half of my computer ordered at this point. Like I said, I got a reference Radeon RX 6700 XT. This is not the card that I wanted by any means. It's just kind of like I essentially settled for this card. In the near future, probably knowing my luck in the next month or two after I build my computer, if parts start going down, I'll probably look into seeing if I can get one of those, I think it was a Hellbound White Edition 6700 XT. If it ever drops below 500 bucks, I'll probably swap those out, and then I'll get in my all white build that I actually want, or a white like 3070 Strix or something like that. So I'm going to keep my eye out for some close to MSRP if those ever start coming out, or possibly in a couple years or next year whenever the next lineup come out, possibly try to get a white, I guess it'd be like a 7700 XT or a white 4070. We will see. Those should be around the same power consumption, I would assume. But that's kind of where that's at. I'm just going with the Ryzen 5 5600X because that's just a good all-around 6-core processor. I'm spending a lot of money on unnecessary stuff, and I realized that, but I also still wanted to cut costs a little bit. I was going to go with the 8-core, but I realized that for the most part from just gaming and then sometimes recording videos, it should be fine. I'm not going to be streaming, recording, and playing games at the same time. And for the most part, I typically just play. I don't actually record games, so the 6 cores should be fine. I'm going to have 32 gigs of RAM, and that's partially if I use my computer for work, and that's pretty much it. And then, of course, I have the Lee & Lee 011 Dynamic Mini. This case is literally my dream case. I have it in the Snow White edition. It's actually my second dream case. My first one was the, what is it called? The Corsair IQ 220T, I think it's called. But it's a little bit small on the inside, and it wouldn't fit most graphics cards. I mean, it'd fit the 6700 XT, but I was going to go with the white like 3080 at the time, so I was a little bit worried about that. I have an AIO, pretty standard stuff, so that's kind of the plan. I have half the components bought already. My plan is to buy it, the rest of them, split it in half over my next 2 paychecks. So that means that we are looking at the beginning of August when my new computer is going to be built. I'm hoping the first weekend of August is when I actually get it built. I want to try to do a building video. We will see how that goes, or if it even happens. It might make me end up taking too long, but I think it'd be cool to do a building video. Might include my friend T-Good. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this time-lapse chat about my computer. So yep, I wanted to hop back in games with you guys. You guys are going to be able to see what we did, and then I'm going to wrap up the video on the next clip. So see you guys then. Howdy everyone. It actually looks like we're going to be wrapping up this episode somewhat early. We actually got a lot done today. We got all of our sugarcane farms done in this episode. Our food situation is really bad, so next episode I'm going to try to get the cow farm up and running as well as the sheep farm. Since I'm probably going to build it in the same area, I'm probably going to build it right here, maybe like an L shape or something. I'm not sure, we'll see. But here is what our sugarcane farms end up looking like here on our farming section. They're actually pretty massive. I wasn't expecting them to be this big, but I think they look good. So you would probably come from maybe over here. So over here, you could walk by our wheat production, our first sugarcane farm, our second. You can't quite get back over there, and we might do something with this area. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. If you come over this way, you'll see the second one. Then we see our third. This will probably be where our cow farm and sheep farm go. Then if we walk all around here while it's getting nighttime, we will see our final sugarcane farm. As well as if we come through here, you'll see our one of our carrot farms. So that is what we are looking like. Looks like that guy is all full up on carrots. You better drop some off. So I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up this episode. I'm not sure how long it's going to be. It depends on how long the time-lapses are and the time-lapse chat is. I guess no price, it'll be like 20 minutes or so. In between episodes, we'll have to move these guys out of the way. And then I'll have to look into some cow farms just to see what we want to do. So I'm going to go ahead and get on moving those guys. And I need to record the time-lapse chat. Next episode might be a little bit more chatty, but we will see. Anyway, guys, I want to thank you all for watching. This has been a huge episode, maybe not lengthwise, but we got a lot done. But this has been Ethan and Unknown Coder, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace out.